All right, here we go. Big game breakdown thanks to Intertop Sportsbook. 22 years online. Sign up, deposit, and win over 4,000 daily wagers. Indians hit the road, take on the Cardinals. Clevinger's $1.30 on the road. They've won 7 in a row. It's now, well, if it wasn't, let's call it. It's over. 8-game lead in the division. Detroit's lost 5 in a row. Twins 6 games under 500. This is the Cleveland team we all know and love. Bauer was $3 the other day. They got healthy against the White Sox and some bad teams, the Twins as well. St. Louis, 4 games above 500 in third place in the Central. They're on a 5-8 run, and it's only a game and a half out of the wild card, as there's so many competitive teams there. But the Nationals are struggling. Dodgers are starting to play good ball. Phillies are surprising a lot of people. They're now in second place in the East. See what the Cardinals do at the deadline. St. Louis starts a 6-game homestand tonight, and as you mentioned, though, as I mentioned with the Indians, 10 games over 500, but they continue to burn money as they're still negative ROI.
Yeah, I mean, it really is an interesting game to talk about because here's a St. Louis team. They've been slumping. 5-8 their last 13. They did get the win yesterday. They've been questioning whether Matheny's job is in jeopardy. But yet, as you mentioned, only a game and a half out of the wild card spot. Now, the 4 teams ahead of them in that wild card race are all spenders. The Nats, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Cubs are all going to be buyers at the deadline. So we talk about what St. Louis is going to do over the course of the next month. If they get slapped around here, they might not be buyers. If they don't, if they're still in contention as we head into the All-Star break and beyond, maybe this team ends up adding some pieces instead of subtracting some. And, of course, you have to wonder, the division leaders in the National League, Milwaukee, Arizona, Atlanta, are those 3 teams going to last at the top? Certainly, it's a St. Louis team that, hey, they've got some hot bats going. I mean, they really have in a couple of different places. But certainly, you talk about Yadier Molina hitting a couple of bombs yesterday. Marcell Ozuna, Jose Martinez are a combined .331 in June with 12 dingers and 31 RBIs. They've been hitting the ball, and certainly we talk about Clevinger. I mean, the guy eats up innings, no question about it. He's thrown 100-plus pitches in each of his last 10 starts, Pauly. But
Good.
I don't love the spot here for Cleveland. I don't. They're 10 games over 500 and still, as you mentioned, 5 units down for the season. I mean, they had a kid named Plutko as minus 160 yesterday, and it should have been higher. They're a losing team on the road, and off that monster homestand, where they close out with 7 straight wins, all over either slumping or bottom feeder teams. I'm not in a rush to lay a price with the Tribe on the highway this evening.
It's out of control. The markets love Carrasco. It seems they always take money. Kluber's always priced big time. And now you see what they were against bad teams. That's only, what's it going to be like in August and September when they need wins and they're playing the god-awful Royals and the White Sox? Forget about it.
Yeah, and there are issues with St. Louis as well. Certainly you talk about John Gant. He's a guy who hasn't been able to last twice through any lineup in any previous spot start this season. The Cards bullpen behind him, I mean, an argument that's been as misused as any in baseball. And this is Gant's start where either he's going to cement the job or he's going to get bounced. There were a couple of guys, they have Dakota Hudson, who's 10-2 with AAA Memphis. They have Daniel Ponce de Leon, who are, lurking in the wings should John Gant get lit up again today. I'm not convinced that Gant's going to throw a gem. We'll talk about this game a little bit more when it comes to play of the day time. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the games.